I think I lined that up perfect.
Hello, Pebbles across all platforms. Welcome to the Idiots Podcast, episode 58.
Yes. All right, let me show what's for lunch today. It's in food. What is for lunch today? Is another sort of grilled sandwich. I believe this time you used a garlic butter of sorts, correct, my love? Yes, it is basically
Ooh, garlic butter,
yeah,
good.
very good. But with bacon and or is that all it's on there? Just bacon? Okay, yeah, it's delicious. And fruit. Yes, three types of cheese, and it is delicious. But anyways, let's get into today's topic. Per Nate's suggestion, it's sort of a would you rather kind of thing. Now, to elaborate, Nate, what I mean is, like I said, fleshing out um, your idea here with another would you rather, sort of. So, idea one, you can visit
Eh?
people's dreams, but you're naked, or would you rather be able to have them visit your dreams, but they're naked?
I like this. Okay.
um, or what's the better would you rather in that scenario?
Uh,
Nate?
I don't think that I've ever dreamt up a naked person. So, but I know, like, I still would like, the ability for me.
Hmm,
I mean, I don't mind. Again, they're dreaming. They're just gonna be like, "What the
right?
fuck?" They're not gonna like. And obviously, for people I know, they're gonna text me like, "Yo, I saw you naked in my dream tonight. What the hey?" And I'll be just like,
Right?
"Yeah, that's weird,
Or if
cat
they show up
face."
naked in your dream, you're gonna you're gonna be like, bro, why were you in my dream and why were you naked? Andy, what's
Yeah, it's fine. I mean,
Nate? You're cutting in and out. You okay,
hmm? Yeah, I am.
Nate? Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, are you coming in clear now? Okay, but yeah, it's like it is the weirdest, most bizarre sort of would you rather, but it oddly ends up in the same scenario. Either you're asking them what the hell, or they're asking you what the hell.
I mean, like I wouldn't tell anybody that I got the ability. I'd just be like, "Yeah, sneak, sneak. What you dreaming about? Sneak, sneak."
Right? I mean, I've had dreams where I've been in a public place in nothing but my underwear, and I'm trying to get the hell out of there as fast as I can. I'm like, what is going on here? Why am I in my underwear? Um, yeah, but or sometimes
Mm-hmm.
people like can't see me. I'm like, practically dancing around my underwear. I'm like, you can't see me. And that's
I would choose neither because I don't feel like
it's
answering a
really
question like
weird,
that.
but yeah. Andy, what's what's the
Oh yeah,
would you
I'm skipping.
rather
Yeah,
in
I'm
that
skipping.
situation you would choose? You would choose what?
Oh, for real? You
Neither.
skipping? He's skipping. Yeah.
Okay, then we'll move to idea two. So would you rather?
Oh, you're doing. Oh, wow.
Huh? What'd you say, Nate?
We're doing both of them. Wow, really? I mean, yeah. That is like if I don't know
We'll
how
also
they
do
were
the
able to stretch it into like what?
Go ahead.
What did you say?
I said well, again, we'll elaborate more and we'll go to that website you suggested as well, the would you rather one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, idea two, right here. Would you continue to poop normally, or would you rather just choose to take an entire, like, year's worth in a single day and then basically never have to poop again for the
Nah, I'm
rest of the
skipping
year?
this one. Nah, these
So,
are dumb
me
questions. I'm sorry.
personally,
And you go first this time.
what'd you say, Nate?
I mean, for Andy to answer before me this time.
Okay. Me personally,
Again, come on, man.
that's the other thing.
You're dumb.
Then we'll
Offended.
go to that website and see if we can find some better ones. But personally, I'd actually kind of like to just do it all in one day. One day, weirdly enough. Just and what? What is it, my love? What? You're looking at me strangely.
Yeah, because I probably would have to be the one suffering that.
What? With me doing one all in one day? No, that's not why I want to do it. It's just so then I'm freed up for the rest of the year. I have loads of extra minutes for the rest of the year.
Like, would you rather have the power of flight or the power of invisibility?
Yeah, that's a good what if. Okay, to have this more interesting what if. Yeah, let's move it towards that. What would you rather have, flight or invisibility? And Andy, you go first.
Come on, I didn't even answer the poop one.
Okay, then we'll answer the
Wow,
first
you're
one.
Andy chose to skip entirely, and you chose to skip me on my own. Well, okay, not my own idea, my own stolen idea. Tick, 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 tick.
My bad. Okay, so Andy,
And yeah, I would also like take the big yearly dump because yeah, again, it's extra minutes, and I cannot tell you how many times I've had to get up from something because my guts decided that it's evacuation time.
yeah,
Like nah, like I want to finish a thing and not having to get up and go take a dump.
yeah, especially since
So yeah.
at both my
Wait,
last
wait, wait,
previous
wait.
jobs,
What was the
they
question?
made us count restroom minutes, and that was ridiculous.
Oof.
But Andy, what would your choice be?
Oh
in that
no, I
regard?
skipped that one. Fuck that shit.
If you have them,
Yeah.
He said he's skipping again.
It's hang on.
would you rather do a yearly dump in one day or just continue the regular?
You want to skip
Yeah.
that one too?
Well, really depends on the
All right,
situation.
then,
But this one is, would you rather have the power of flight or to become invisible?
hey,
Hello.
yeah, daylight savings. We
Me too.
lost an hour. So
Yeah.
Rabbit, just to recap, we're doing a sort of would you rather, and
Well, like I said, it depends on the situation.
the question is, would
Normally,
you
I
rather have
probably
flight
would
or
pick-
invisibility?
No,
And Andy,
I
this
actually don't know
year-round.
which I would pick.
you gotta ask
Although,
you.
to be honest,
Yeah,
if I
it's
was
gotta be one or the other.
near Sarah,
You gotta
I'd
pick
definitely
one.
pick invisibility.
Flight or invisibility.
Oh
for that
boy, I
reason.
hate daylight savings.
Oh, I wouldn't be for that.
But yeah, yeah. So, especially if she's mad at you, you kind of
Damn,
want to turn.
I probably
invisible
deserve it, so
sometimes.
it's fair
I
enough.
don't think that's what he's.
Oh, dude, come on now.
Damn, that's fucked up. I don't want to become Two-Face.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to become
If I could
Two-Face. I'm
spray you
sorry.
right now, Andy, I would.
I'm gonna spray with sulfuric acid.
Whole spray bottle filled with that. You're good.
It might improve his looks.
Oh, damn. And I love you are savage. Okay, so then Nate, you next. Flight or invisibility?
Flight
Flight
100%.
100% all the way.
It would make life so much easier for me, and I've always I've always been drawn towards flying. So hell yeah. even though, like, even if I, like, didn't magically, like, become like immune to like the air pressures and everything, and I just could go as fast as as just the human body can take, I would still take it because
Yeah.
still better.
Sort of,
You probably just would have to wear like a motorcycle helmet.
or goggles.
I'd probably wear a motorcycle helmet because it protects your full face from anything.
Yeah.
While goggles just protect your eyes.
Yeah. Okay. That's one way to go about it. Rabid, how about you? Flight or invisibility? Rabid, you there? You still deciding?
Oh
That's
man,
not flight at that point. That's levitation.
it's so hard. I would have to go with flight, but I would not use it the way I think a lot of other people would use it, like
Admittedly, that is a
to get to other
Oh,
places.
why?
I would
Yeah.
use it like in the most inane, like when you go to a grocery store and there's something on the top shelf, right? And I would just stand there and I would just hover 2 feet up, grab it, and then come back down and put it in the shopping cart. Things like that. Or to dust the top of a ceiling fan. Just, but if anyone ever was like,
Oh, yeah,
hey,
better.
we need XYZ. If it was something important, I'd go, nah. And they go,
That is
why?
something I
Oh, my
actually
flight, my
didn't know.
powers are limited.
Because, yeah,
Even if they weren't. Even if they were like I could fly insanely fast or very high, if I knew I could do it, I would
Cheat
insist.
codes.
No, I can only fly 2 or 3 feet off the ground. Or very slow. I would lie my butt off. I would only use it to like hover, like very, very softly. Or yeah, Halloween would be great. Halloween would be great because then I could just do a little white sheet and I could just hover and go woo. I could do all that. I could do all those.
yeah.
I think that would be
technically
great
light has
because
to actually refract
invisibility.
off of your orbital floor. Huh.
I read a fan theory thing about it once about the Invisible Man, and
This is your personal.
the
Yeah, I
theory
guess the
stated
thing
that the way the human eye worked, if you were to turn invisible, you would be blind.
All right.
Exactly.
Going blind. It's a legit fear. I actually do fear going blind
Yeah.
myself.
And that's kind of like what turned me off of like turning invisible, and I went, oh man, I don't. So I've always kind of looked at that and said, oh no,
I would have to say flight.
because until I read
Because
that, I've always kind of had
obviously
this
everybody wants to
morbid
try and
fear
fly
of
at some point in their lives. But Rabbit did bring up a good
blindness because I've had because I've had a moment of that.
point. Yeah,
So-
people know you can fly. They're going to ask you for rides constantly. They're going to cling on your back and say, "Hey, can you fly me here?" And it's just like, no.
If you're a pussy, you can say no, but if you're big on your personal space and your boundaries, saying no is very easy.
Yeah.
So when
It has to be a woman for
ostracized by
that.
certain people, it's like you probably didn't need them in your life anyway.
Yeah, if all they wanted to use you is for your flying power.
Because honestly, why would you want to ride piggyback on a dude if you're a dude?
Yeah.
It's like so, and somewhat interesting because it kind of shows what kind of person you are based on the power that you choose.
Yeah.
Like for Rabid, Nate, and even you, y'all are very flighty and energetic and very all over the place. Y'all don't have a consistent stream of thought
I don't always know.
ever. Because every time Nate and Rabbit are on here, it's like a consistent flow of thoughts, but they're not conjoined.
Gosh,
So does
They're
that
like all over the place, like a ping pong game.
Mm-hmm.
So it just goes to show how funny you, based on your personality, that's the power that you would choose.
Yeah, so you would choose invisibility.
Oh yeah,
So why would you choose invisibility?
because I like being alone.
Yeah.
And if I'm overwhelmed where I don't want to be touched, talked to, yelled at, anything, I want to be able to turn invisible. It's like where you can't see me, you don't know I'm there, and I could just disappear for a bit.
That's one way to look at it, yeah.
Because when you're overwhelmed by senses, invisibility is a great thing. While
But
flight
we already
would
have an
be
example of
torture.
somebody who has a
In some ways, yeah.
Because if already you have a problem with being touched when you're
John Cena.
overwhelmed, flight would make it worse.
Yeah, because everyone's going to want to touch you and want to experience what flying personally is like.
I mean, also with
Who's that?
Oh.
What you were saying, Mother?
it's just kind of like with wind, you're just that whole power of the stream.
Yeah.
You're just like, okay, never mind.
Well, this is why it's sort of interesting how even Mark on Invincible, he chooses to have goggles on his costume. Because even though Viltrumites can fly, yeah, he's bothered by wind in his eyes.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, so what's another good would you rather question? Let's see. You've proposed one. Let's see, what's a good would you rather? Should we go to the website?
What?
Already, would you rather have
What is?
right? Would you rather
Ah.
have immunity to crime where you can shoot anybody and get away with it, nobody can touch you, or would you rather shoot people but go to prison and they
that is
let
the
you
most
kill all
is
the
the most
inmates?
dangerous
Oof.
game I have
That's
ever
an interesting would you
played.
rather. I'll go first on this one.
Would you rather?
I'd rather be able to kill all the inmates. And here's why. Because I can go from effectively city to city, state to state, and effectively empty the prisons. So basically, it's a burden off of everyone's mind. And on top of this, we get rid of potential repeat offenders. It's kind of messed up, but it actually would be sort of a fucked up sort of greater good kind of way. If I could just go Running Man and just kill all the prisoners freely. It's sort of fucked up, but that's my logic behind it. Rabid, you go next. What's your would you rather? Oh, as in
Goose.
do anything and get away with it?
Uh, Goose.
I mean, I'm gonna go with the
Yeah.
first one and done.
Goose, you have some like really strong
Yeah.
background noise there.
Yeah,
If you could
the
remove that,
perfect
that'd be
the
ideal.
perfect hit. I'm okay with the perfect hit.
You know how to mute?
Especially if it's more along the lines of
No, let me
nobody
go ahead and
knew.
mute you.
Just it would just be nice to have that extra
do that?
like insurance.
Good.
It's all right.
Is that
Red Goose.
Oh, hello,
He's kinda-
Goose.
meandered in here, but here I know how to mute you. There we go. But yeah, his mic was just picking up all this white noise. But
that's how
It wasn't white, it was just some kind of like music, TV stuff. I don't know.
Probably.
So he isn't. No.
What
Neither,
about
because
you,
that's
Andy?
fucked
What
up.
would you rather do? Have full blown immunity, or if you shoot somebody,
neither.
then you have to go to prison, but your sentence is basically killing all the inmates.
Yeah. What would you rather do? So it's a neither for you.
Well, I mean, that's
Couldn't make a choice.
Fucked up, so.
All right, that's understandable. Because I guess there's nobody you'd want to kill and get away with, and at the same time, you wouldn't want to be forced to kill a bunch of prisoners. Yeah.
What the? Somebody's calling me.
You gotta hop off for a bit. Yep, Nate's muted. Okay, while Nate is in the middle of that call, guess we'll move to another would you rather, or we'll check out the website. That Nate recommended this would you rather question. Questions. Let's see. 250
Andy's pure.
would you rather questions. We won't read them all, but we'll get through a few.
Would you rather have a lifetime supply of your favorite food or a lifetime supply of your favorite beverage?
Food.
That's a good one.
Yeah, for sure.
Andy.
Okay, Andy. Yeah, I think this one is one you can
have a
answer.
favorite food, to be honest.
Would you rather have a lifetime supply of your favorite food or a lifetime supply of your favorite beverage? Food for sure. What's your favorite food?
I don't know. It probably wouldn't be something very healthy.
Okay, well, if you had to pick one that you'd have a lifetime supply of, what would it be?
Ooh.
That's okay.
There's no judgment here. If somebody makes you feel
I guess
ashamed of that, then fuck them.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if I could have a lifetime supply of Wagyu steak, yeah, I'd eat the shit
No,
out of
I
that
guess
forever.
maybe pizza.
But Wagyu steak is like the best steak ever. Okay, look at the marbling on that.
Oh yeah.
Just can't think of anything right now. Pizza. Pizza's not a bad choice. Lifetime
Once you
supply
stuck
of
her
pizza
tongue
is
out.
always
Ooh.
good.
Oh yeah.
Especially stuffed crust from Pizza Hut. Oh, Lady Stone stuck her tongue out at that.
Oh,
How do you not like stuffed crust?
very easily.
It's stuffed crust.
But it's processed cheese, and it just is like, bleh.
Oh, fine. Then I guess make it gourmet pizza. Would you eat like a gourmet stuffed crust pizza?
If I can make it myself, hell yeah.
Okay, so if you could make it yourself and have the mozzarella be fresh.
Mm.
Okay, then. There you go. All right, Rabid, what's your choice in that regard? Do they sell those anymore?
Okay, back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't even know this. Huh. They brought them back.
Lifetime supply of my favorite food, and it's
Well,
the Mexican pizzas from Taco Bell.
All right, so let's see here.
What about you?
Me?
So they
Like I said,
discontinued them for
I
about
would
2 years,
do a lifetime supply of,
and then they
Wagyu
brought them
steak.
back last year.
and just put that shit on everything. Just the perfect
Yes,
marbled steak.
and that way,
that
since
will
it's
always
locked
taste
in,
magnificent.
they can never cancel them on me
Nate,
again.
are you off your call now?
Yes.
Okay. So the what if question, or rather, would you rather question is, would you rather have a lifetime supply of your favorite food or favorite beverage?
Okay. Well, I guess like lifetime supply. They mean like
Never runs out. Doesn't matter. if you
I'll
stuff
either
yourself every
always
day.
have the ingredients for it, or or it will just appear whenever I wish
Just
for
appear
it.
whenever you wish for it. Fully formed.
Okay, but I'll also have the ingredients to cook it always, right?
Nate, you're overthinking.
Right. Because I like to cook my favorite meals, and if you take the cooking part away, you take the part of the enjoyment away, and then I'll probably choose the favorite drink if the food just appeared. Because yeah,
Like Goku's muffin button.
my favorite drinks tend to switch around though, so that would be fun as
Well,
well.
then what's your favorite drink right now? Or like something that you feel like you could drink anytime, even if it's not your number one right now.
Apple
Apple juice?
juice. Or well, no. Well, not like juice itself, like the beer colored one, but like the like freshly pressed cider, but non-alcoholic, just like the fresh. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's something I suppose you never get tired of. But okay.
Mm-mm.
Would you rather question on parade.com? Oh, you have one, my love? Okay, sorry. Sorry. Okay.
Screw you, lady, even though I make your lunches and
Sorry. Okay.
help you come up with topics and all that. Yeah,
Oh, I know the kind.
Okay. What's your would you rather in this case, my love?
beverage.
Beverage? What's your beverage?
Coke, always.
Yeah, I know you love Coke.
Well, I mean, it's because my food taste changed, so it's like if I had a lifetime supply of a certain snack or food, I get very bored easily, and this would be considered hell.
Yeah.
While with a beverage, it's consistent.
Yeah. With steak, I'm like Homer Simpson when he's in hell. You can have all that lined up in a feeding thing and just stuff me full of it and I just go more. I don't understand it. James Coco went mad in 10 minutes.
So I have a question with the Coke
Actually,
thing. When
I mean,
so
they're
as someone
both
that grew up
the type.
in the south of the
Shush.
United States and then spent most of their adult
I know
life
you
they
moving
have no
around
say over
the
this.
world, when I go into restaurants, I get the
But
question.
I don't know. I always
like you say,
think
oh, I'll have a
of
Coke. Then you get the
beverages
question,
like
oh, is Pepsi okay?
Coca-Cola,
I've
I've
Pepsi,
always, am I
Coca-Cola,
alone
and
in wanting to
other
respond with
are
no?
different. And
Hey.
but
Hey.
yeah, when they I'm not listening to you, by the way. You
They're
hate me,
deaf,
so
friend.
I'm ignoring you. So,
You're
anyways,
interrupting.
where was I? What did
Hey, let her,
Oh, I don't
let her
care.
talk for now.
I get it, you don't care.
I lost my train of thought anyway.
What do you say?
Lost your train of thought.
Good. So with Coke, it's when people go, "Is Pepsi okay?" I always reply, no. Do you have Dr. Pepper? And then they say yes. I always say no.
Right.
Because it's like, no, Pepsi is not okay. I think it's a disgusting drink.
I mean, I'm not a huge soda drinker, so for me, it's like, for me, Coke is just more sugary.
Right.
For me, like Pepsi is like, I don't know. I mean, they're the same. I hate to say they're the same for me, but they are.
Right, which is if you experience these things, you have a better say over it than someone who doesn't experience things. It can ask questions on the experience, but if you don't have experience dealing with that, you really don't have a say in it.
I suppose.
Be like saying getting harassed on a subway. If you ride the subway a lot, or if you never been on a subway, you can't have a say in that. You
Right.
could ask about the experience, going, well, how do you combat that? It's like either you just put your earbuds in and you just ignore it, or if it gets to you, you just act stone faced and look them dead in the eye and just don't say anything.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. But so to move this to another would you rather question.
I have a
Alright, so I'm
little
actually gonna-
addition.
Uh-huh.
Like
I'm actually gonna take a
over
go in.
here, you
Alright, see you later,
never
man.
have restaurants that run both Pepsi and Coca-Cola brands, so
Really?
you know you'll always have a decision.
A
Yeah.
lot of restaurants here are either one or the other. And wait, Andy, you gotta go.
What?
Okay. Later, Andy.
Okay.
Later.
Bye.
Okay. So first,
I don't know why. It just is that is.
yeah, that is weird. I think if I had to guess why it is that way with restaurants here in the U.S., it's probably due to sort of exclusive dealing that's offered, to where it's like, if you choose just Coke brand sodas, you get a huge discount. Or again, same thing with like Dr. Pepper brand. If you choose just Dr. Pepper brand sodas, huge discount on everything, but basically say you can't carry anything else.
Well, I think with Dr. Pepper, even if you have Coke, you still have a Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper's kind of its own branch aside from Pepsi and Coke.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I think that's why it is that way here in the U.S. I think it's if you create an exclusive sort of deal.
Well, I
for
think
supply,
it has to do with pricing.
That too, yeah.
Because with most places, it depends on the revenue. Like Coke is probably more expensive, so it depends on the restaurant going, well, we can't afford Coke prices, but Pepsi prices are more
Yeah.
cheaper.
Or Dr. Pepper prices, yeah.
Well, like I said, Dr. Pepper's mixed with the both, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like its own thing. It's like, well, if we have Pepsi, we gotta have Dr. Pepper. If we have Coke, we still have to have Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. I think that's probably the that's the restaurant you look at, really. True.
It's kind of like I'm waiting for the
It's really
first
weird.
fast food chain to come out here and say, "Oh, we don't do Coke or Pepsi. We do RC." You know,
I'm not a fan of RC. I
It
can't
is
get
the
over the taste.
OG.
It tastes like
It's
Pepsi to me.
older.
I don't know.
It's
Just
older than Coke and
I've never
Pepsi.
had
They
it. It's
were
probably
up and
not
around
in the,
as a name
Europe
brand
either.
canned beverage before Coca-Cola and Pepsi. RC.
yeah, they're
Like,
in very
I
unique
think
locations.
they
like,
predated
I
Coca-Cola
didn't see much of it
as a
in Texas,
standalone beverage.
but it's
I think by
a lot
only
of
2
places
years,
in
though.
Kansas. I think so. Yeah.
It does. No, no, it is not. And they're not
Actually,
spread around the
RC
U.S.
Cola
either.
was invented in 1905, while Coca-Cola was invented in 1886.
Okay. So
Mm-mm.
So RC was much later.
Well, it's because you have Winn-Dixie
Yeah.
in Kansas,
Well-
right? Yeah. As usually, I think the rule is if you're south
I think
enough
that-
for a Winn-Dixie to be around, you're going to
Yeah.
find RC Cola.
because
It was, I think, also the first to introduce a diet version.
that's right. And it was all it was one of the first ones to do like diet soda and everything. Then it's
Oh,
yeah, and then again, it's like when they're putting Coke and Coca-Cola,
it's newer.
that would definitely make you lose some weight.
No, but RC Cola was the first. RC was the first one to make multiple flavors, I think. Then, like, I know they were first to do something. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Because root beer
and
was
the pull
invented
tab.
first in like 1876, believe
Yeah.
it or not, and then Coca-Cola 1886.
I'd go back
but
to
you
it.
also have
Maybe
Dr.
we can
Pepper, which
we
was
can
actually
write
in
we can
1885.
write RFK and go, hey,
So-
you know what? Coca-Cola used to be
Yep.
made with all natural ingredients. We should insist Coca-Cola return to
Yeah,
their
Nate,
all
did you know
natural
that?
ingredients.
Here in the U.S., right before we outlawed cocaine, actual cocaine used as in like the stuff you snort used to be in Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Yep, I knew that. It's a pretty popular
Yep.
fact.
Because everybody wants it back in Coke.
Not me.
Wow.
If he had it, he would never be off the wall.
That's the thing. I've confession. I have done cocaine before, and time literally stood still for me. Like it was when I had even more energy, and it was during spring break. I was like 22, and so I do a line of that stuff. I look up, and I see a fly suspended in midair. I'm like, holy what? Yeah, it was like that. I'm sitting here going, holy shit, what have I
Stone
done?
became Luffy.
Who's the bear?
That's Craigbot.
Oh.
Yeah, it's recording the whole thing. Yeah. But let's go ahead and do another would you rather. So the first would you rather question
Like
on here
Hammy and
is,
Over the
would
Hedge.
you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future? Rabid, you go first on that. What's your would you rather? Day trading can change that fast in 10 minutes?
I believe it.
Really?
Only because I do the day trading thing 10 minutes into the future. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, it can also, it can change within seconds. So if I have that 10-minute window
make a lot of money that
edge,
way.
it's nutty. There's tools that can help you differentiate and
They'd be like, hey, how do you know
little
what Nancy
tricks
Pelosi
and
is?
how to read charts and things, which can kind of narrow that window to help you out. But if I had that 10-minute
Well, if you can see 15 minutes into the
look
future,
ahead,
if you can escape from the
my
FBI,
goodness,
True.
that
you would
would
always be a one step
be
ahead.
instrumental.
Yeah, you can escape them before they try to raid you.
It really would. And then the IRS would be looking into me.
Yeah.
So I guess there's a downside to that.
Almost, but also like I was thinking of Catch Me If You Can with Tom Hanks and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not a senator. Why do you have this much money?
Okay, Nate, your choice. 10 minutes into the future or 150 years?
Also 10
Oh,
10
minutes.
minutes.
yeah.
It's cause of like
Oh, like that movie
I
with
guess
Nicolas Cage.
comfort reasons. Like for example, if I'm nervous about something, going a certain way, I can just
Oh,
look
yeah, that
and
was a good one.
be less nervous because then I'll know, even if it will turn out bad, I'll at least know.
Yeah, there is the old Chinese proverb, one often meets his destiny on the road he takes to avoid it. So that is the potential little monkey's paw sort of thing with the 10 minutes into the future. It's like, what if the future
I don't
is caused
see it.
because you tried to avoid that thing?
But I wouldn't be like avoiding it. I'll just be let's see how this goes. Oh, it goes like this. Okay, I'll be ready for that.
I guess you can
Or something,
emotionally
yeah.
prepare for it if you try not to avoid it, because I
Oof.
guess if you think it's
Yeah.
coming anyway, then yeah, I guess if you embrace your fate, that's one way to do it. But it is interesting. If some people did have that ability, that's what they would try to do, and it would happen to them anyway. Because I'm sure we've all seen Kung Fu Panda. Again, Shifu's desire to try to keep Tai Lung and ended up freeing him because of Zhang's little molting problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so as for me, I would kind of rather see 150 years in the future, weirdly enough. See, because if you could see 150 years into the future, and you're certain that you'll live at least 50 more of those years, you can kind of get ahead on trends. You can kind of, be the trendsetter as opposed to...
You would want it for that?
Yeah, I'd be the one dictating the future at that point.
Okay.
I'd be the one who'd say, who'd come up with an idea first, and then basically say, this was my idea.
Basically, you would use it for evil.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be kind of an evil genius that way.
Hmm.
Glowing rings or armor. I'll bring back armor as fashion. Mm-hmm. All right, my love. What's your would you rather?
150 years in the future.
You want to do the same thing?
Yeah.
Stone would be the
No.
reason that future
I just want to be able to look ahead.
future
and say,
fashion
"Huh,
incorporates
So that's how it's
glowing
gonna happen.
rings
pretty much
on your sleeves
It's
and
not for
collar,
any
like
any
in
use of ill
the
will or
Jetsons.
anything, unless
Advantage.
I want to torture
Oh
somebody.
yes, please, armor and
Like if I
cloaks.
say, "Hey Nate, this is going to happen to you, so good luck," and I'm not going to give it a postponed time of when it'll happen. So basically, take away that fear of 15 minutes ahead because they're going to be like, "Oh, oh, oh," and it's like, my job here is done. I would probably use it to torture people. Go,
Yeah.
"Hey, this will happen to you when." I don't know. You can't say that and not tell me. Sure, I can.
Well, I've been on a Venture Bros kick, and oddly, it reminded me of that. There's this character, Dr. Orpheus, who takes the Action Man's hands and just says 2 years, 10 months, and 5 days, and he's like, "From what? A stroke." Sure enough, the Action Man in season 7 ends up having a stroke. Yeah.
Lol. This kind of reminds me of Future Trunks and Goku's heart attack.
Right, and how in a bridge version they make it so that he literally just forgot to take it.
Yeah.
And it's like,
No. He started
yeah, and then he stopped.
he started to take his medicine,
And that,
but it was grape
yeah,
flavored.
honestly, that actually makes more sense
yes.
because I'm like, in the
Wow.
original, it's just like, wait, didn't Goku get the medicine? Why is he having a heart attack now? That makes absolutely no sense.
Because Goku's a fucking.
Well, in the OG, it was a virus. It was a virus, not a heart attack
Well,
reason.
no, it's a virus that causes heart attacks effectively, and it's a heart virus, a heart disease virus. But like again, in the
Yeah.
original, if he's not as like dumb or fickle as the abridged one, it's like, how did he forget to take his medicine? They prepared for 3 years for this, and he didn't do that.
Because he's a brain damage retard.
Jeez. I mean, Goku's idiocy is an explanation for a lot of things, and it's just like, it. Honestly, the abridged version actually works better in this case because it's like, at least it explains it as opposed to leaving it on the floor. You know, it's one of those things where the abridged version actually did it right.
I honestly can't stand shows that make the idiot the hero and everyone looks up to them. It's like they're practically destroying things more than actual evil people because they can't seem to think properly, and no one's going to sit there and help them think properly.
Yeah.
You got an overbearing people going, "What are you doing? You can't do that." "Oh, yes, I can. Watch me." And it's like, does anyone just ever want to stop and go, "Look, dude, we get it, you're strong, but at the same time, you also have a family."
Yeah. That's a frustrating trope. Okay, so go ahead.
Mhm.
Oh,
I just had
Those
a
for
thought, and I hate to bring this up.
explain or you?
A suggestion
I'm not gonna let you.
for those who wanted the 150 years into the
Yeah.
future. or I guess for myself, if I was going to choose 150 years in the future, what I would do is I would write and publish a series of books in the style of Nostradamus. So quatrains. Nostradamus, he was a philosopher and doctor in France, I think in the 1800s.
All right, hang on, Rabbit. I don't
And
think Nostradamus was 1800s.
I would
see?
write all of these,
1500s.
setting the tone 150 years in the future.
Yeah. And
But fairly vague,
yeah, but like among
but
his
a little
predictions
too
were things
accurate,
like the
so that
American
150
Civil
years in
War,
the future. So in the time, they would people
World
would read
War
these and
II.
go, "What the hell are these?" And then 150
Yeah.
years later, people find the books and go,
Yeah.
"Oh my god!"
Allegedly. a
Or
lot of that is
15th? It was 1500s. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh wow, so even further back.
Bonaparte.
Mhm. But
The death of
we'll do
King
one more
Charles.
would you rather?
The death of Henry VI.
So second one. would you rather?
Allegedly, the war on
Would you rather
terror
have
and 9/11.
telekinesis, which is the
Allegedly,
ability to move things in your mind, or telepathy,
that one's a
the
little
ability to
fuzzy.
read minds?
The rise of
Nate,
Napoleon
You go
Bonaparte.
first, since you
That's no.
dabble in that kind of stuff with some of your stories. Telekinesis or
But that's telepathy is the ability to like talk to other people mentally. Mind reading is separate power, but I would choose telekinesis.
telekinesis to move things?
It's more useful for me, like way useful for me. The amount of times that I've said inside of my head, like, man, I wish I could have had telekinesis right now.
Like,
Unaccountable.
what things would you want to move?
So that 100%. I don't know, my pens when I'm writing, my things when I'm packing, my guinea pigs, and just everything.
And it would be like having a
Yeah,
telephone.
like for example, when I'm changing sheets as well, just little like flick, and it's done, and I don't have to touch them if I don't want to, and that.
Yeah, I guess kind of like
You know.
how Tatsumaki moves some things in One Punch Man by literally just flicking her finger. Yeah. All right, Rabbit, how about you? Telekinesis or telepathy? No. Hold on. No, you can't. Not like Professor X. You can't change their minds on anything. You can't influence them. Only
So two parts. So with telepathy thing.
so read their minds.
Stage
and then
one.
Talk to them.
Using the telepathy, convince massive tech giants to build the massive computer
Parts.
like Professor Xavier from X-Men has.
Yeah,
Lol.
that's kind of what I thought of. Yeah, I'd rather have
No,
telepathy. Not just
I can
reason,
give them the
to, get
ideas like an
advantages, but
internal monologue.
I am really bad at reading rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they
even
make
with,
this computer for me.
how much
I
I've
get in the
improved
computer, and then I
in the last
mass telepathy
10
to the
years.
entire world.
I'm still bad.
You're right. Everyone
So,
else is wrong.
I would rather just
And
be
I'm
able
happy.
to read people's minds, determine what they're thinking right now, and be able to just react accordingly, because that is so much better than just not knowing, you know? And so, because once I know something, I can always account for it. I can always act on it. I can always do something about it. And I'd rather just have that and be able to act and react, you know? What about you, my love? Telepathy or telekinesis?
Telekinesis.
You'd rather just be able to move things?
Right, because I already read people anyway.
Oh yeah, you're fantastic at that.
So-
Almost scarily so.
I can already predict other people's movements and whatnot just
Yeah.
by studying them or just being an empath.
Yeah.
While with telekinesis, if I wanted to hurt you without touching you, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hurt you, I'd hurt Pipsqueak.
Or virtually anybody who crosses you.
Or pisses me off and thinks it's okay to interrupt or and whatnot, yeah. Wouldn't be able to just go floor tile on top of the head.
Yep.
Or yet, if people are being rude to me when I'm trying to do my job and help you, and you're acting like I'm the problem, it's like, yeah, it's like, okay, cool. Slip. It's like, oh no, you broke a hip? Oh no. Are you in pain? Yes, I'm in incredible pain. Cool. I mean, I am so sorry. This must have been so hard for you. Anyway, good day.
All right. We're approaching nearly an hour, so we'll
Yay.
yes. So we'll go ahead and do closing thoughts on.
Why did you say yes to my yay? Are you also happy that it's approaching an hour?
Yeah, I like having these longer. It's more content.
Yay!
And on top of this, I've been trying to use YouTube's Shorts feature because YouTube, of course, is trying to be like TikTok with its Shorts. So we have more content for Shorts, then all the better, But to open this to closing thoughts, I'll start us off. With Would You Rathers, it's sort of, as we sort of denoted, it's sort of an interesting look into, someone's psyche and personality, what kind of person they are. Like if you choose invisibility or flight, it kind of says more about you than sometimes you could get out of an entire conversation, because it's like, yeah, if someone would rather be, not seen, not heard if they wished, if they're just feeling shy or something, and yet another person would rather, fly around the world and do whatever they want, again, that says something about you. So it's sort of an interesting way of looking at things. It's also, kind of what we find, to be justice, like I said, in the case where you like I said, for the greater good, killing all those prisoners. Again, absolutely emptying the prison population. Yeah, it's sort of a little interesting thought experiment that, again, reveals a lot more about you. Nate, your closing thoughts?
I think that this was a chill, a chill session, and we should do more when the time and ideas come for
So
it.
more Would You Rather sessions like this?
Yeah, and like other hypotheticals and all that stuff.
Yeah, it does, I guess, more or less push conversation, that's for sure. And we do need to do another meme review, because Rabbit missed the last one. So I'd like to see some of your memes. And speaking of Rabbit, what are your closing thoughts on sort of Would You Rather? How did you play it?
Oh, elaborate.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad it was a lot cleaner than how I used to play it when I was in the military. Because good. Yeah. It got bad. When you're bored, you learn. But yeah,
Right, but
Stone,
like,
you're
how would it get
100%
dirty
right.
in
You
the
learn a lot
military,
about
when you guys
your
did it?
buddies, and you learn a lot about people when you play that game. And it escalates. And there's always an element of one-upmanship, and I like the element of having like a controlled set of questions, so you're not on the set on the spot of having to come up with your own question as well. And it's a fun exercise.
Oh,
Oh goodness.
yeah.
First one.
I'm trying to think of a way I'm able to put it in words on YouTube. Okay, would you
You have to make
rather
me choose the first one.
be forced to stay in the room when your mother and father were having relations,
Someone actually
Or-
responded they want to participate.
have to participate.
Oh
Oh no.
no!
That almost be like saying, would you rather have a Cleveland steamer or or do an Alabama hot pocket?
Oh
Yeah.
god!
Like and that was the tame. That's the tame one. They got so much worse.
Oh,
But then
True.
Jeez.
yeah,
I am so glad.
there were some, and they would go into extreme detail.
Oh jeez. I'm not sure that's
Oh
what I'm
Lord!
doing.
And the fact I know what both of those
I guess
are, like,
Got it?
but at least it's not as bad as an Alaskan pipeline.
Escalate them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of the guys that took the second option,
You know,
his
somebody
excuse
who
was,
has dealt with
I always hated my stepdad, and that way it's going to show him who's the real man.
issues is that would terrify me.
Yeah.
I said, wow.
In fact, I would have to skip that question. Horrible. Be like,
Cool,
nope,
dude.
I'd rather, like, if y'all say, well,
Right.
if you don't answer, you get punched. Punch me.
Yeah. Wait, all right.
It's all right. Or it's like, give me a wedgie. I don't care. What will I don't care. I'm not answering that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Drunk.
Yeah, take the punch. It was.
Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah. There were a whole bunch of times where it's like, you know what, uncomfortable questions came up, but we were so desensitized at the time. There were questions that even I was uncomfortable with, and I still answered because it was a mixture of boredom, exhaustion,
Not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. It's sort of like
major desensitization at the time, and I guess you could even just say brainwashing. I was so numb to everything that I just would spill it.
Yeah, but
There are things that people that
Yeah, it's
were in
different. I would say
my
it's
military
different.
unit
Because
that my own
Yeah.
family doesn't know about me. Like, it's not a bad thing. I mean, you get to that level of trust with people. It helps. I mean, I know things about guys I was in Afghanistan with that their own mothers don't know, that their own wives don't know, that their own kids don't know. It's completely different, but it's a very weird,
No.
niche-like brotherhood kind of deal.
oh jeez.
And a big part of like how we learned a lot about that
especially
kind of stuff
with
is,
some of those would you rather questions.
you know,
Right.
games like 20 questions or Would You Rather
It's different
or
when you're serving because you're basically going out
Truth or Dare or like, yeah,
risking your
oh
life
gosh,
with
Truth or
people
Dare was
rather
horrifying.
than just your mom or your wife or your husband.
Yeah, Truth or Dare was horrifying. That was another, that's
So
a
it'd be
whole
different
other,
if
that's a
they
whole
know
other
a
show.
bit more or a side of you that you wouldn't want to show to anybody else.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we're in this foxhole together, so
Uh-huh.
I'd rather die knowing full on you, or if you know full on me, so that way, if one of us makes it, or both of us make it, we can just look at each other and have that connection.
Yeah. I guess was that the mindset more or less? Yeah. Very true. Um
Very, very much. And it's a very big part of it. Like sometimes you get the phrase of it's not the family you've got, it's the family you choose, and it's 100% there.
Wow.
Like, oh heck, even today got a text message from my old man
he
about
made it to 90, but at the same time
my
it's like,
grandfather's
yeah, that's
90th
the thing.
birthday, and asking if I'm going to be going, I was like, I have absolutely no intention of going to my grandfather's 90th birthday. It's a 2-day drive for a 1-day event. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why am I going to drive for 2 days to go and say happy birthday to my grandfather? Like, I'm sorry. No. Like, congratulations. Because on one hand, I call.
Yeah.
I call frequently. They never answer. I message frequently. No response.
Right.
You know, I do my part. Nothing on the other end.
Yeah, but that being said,
I'm
we'll
totally
go
in the
ahead and
clear
wrap up
on this.
I'm
not going to upend everything, and I'm busy right now. I have medical appointments with the Veterans Affairs, and I've got work that I'm doing here. I'm sorry. No. I'll
basically
give a call on the birthday again.
It's just me changing.
If they pick up, they pick up.
And,
I don't care.
Me changing, so I got to get to it.
Like,
especially while the weather's
whatever.
nice. And then I got to take.
It is what it is.
Here for a run, wear his little butt out, and then then stream will be Silent Hill 2. So all right, Nate, go ahead and close this.
Dzisiaj kopec. Dzisiaj kopec.
Check word of the day. That means Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Can I do
do the closer.
Do
yes,
the
do the
closer
closer.
now? All right. Goodbye, pebbles across all platforms. This has been the Idiots Podcast.